been a while. A month. Welcome to our Facebook Live Yoga. I'll give it a couple minutes for people to log in. If you have any blocks that you need, we're going to go ahead and grab those and get those ready for your practice. If you need a blanket to sit on, we'll only be starting in that. I want to work on a special Mother's Day class. When I think of Mother's Day, I think of warrior pose. I think of strong warrior mothers. Or even if you haven't been able to be a mother, you have a mother. When you think of your mom, you think of a strong warrior who does things for you and other people. So we're going to focus on a warrior pose, yoga flow. And that's what our center is going to be. So we're going to get warmed up on the ground, and then we're going to get up standing to work on some warrior poses. We'll get those started soon. I'll let a couple more people log in, and we will start class. Hey, it's April. And if I have any new people, I am April Holm. I am a RYT 500 yoga instructor, or Witchy Vibes is what I go by. I teach yoga all around Fremont. I have some in Woodville and Bellevue for the summer. I do have some pop-up events, the Sunflower Field, and some other things that I will be teaching at. If anyone's interested in hosting a yoga event, you can contact me and we can set something up, just like the goat yoga. If you saw the goat yoga pictures, that was at Historical Lime Village yesterday, and it was a great time. If you know me, I was terrified. I didn't want to do it, but I ended up enjoying it, so you never know. All right, we're going to get started, and if anyone pops in late, they can just go ahead and join us wherever we are. So welcome to our live yoga. Once again, I am April Holm. I am a licensed yoga instructor. I have a couple titles, but we'll go with that one tonight. I teach yoga around Fremont. So if you haven't caught a class in person, hopefully you can join something this summer. I have lots of events going on. If there's any questions you have regarding this class, make sure to message me afterwards, or I can try to see if you question something during it. I can't see that far away, but I will try. We'll get started with some breath work and then go into our practice. If you can bring the feet in and sit easy pose, cross-legged pose. If that is too much, you can leave the legs straight. We'll bring the hands to the top of the knees. Close your eyes and just give yourself a little check-in today. See how you're feeling. Is there anything that you're feeling discomfort in that maybe has been bothering you? Just take a mental note of that. I know we're all working outside right now as the weather starts to break. We'll start to feel some discomfort in our shoulders, our lower backs. If yours is bothering you, take that note, put it away, and we'll check on it after class. And let's start to take a couple breaths together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Taking your time, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And we'll start our practice together. Let's let the chin gently fall to the chest. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Press the shoulders down and feel the stretch in the back of your neck. Releasing your neck and your shoulders, your upper back. Gently release the stretch on the shoulders. And we'll roll right ear to right shoulder. Once the right ear is at the right shoulder, we're going to gently draw the left shoulder down, putting some space in the left side of our neck. Press the left shoulder down again. And then one last time. See if you can press down a little bit farther, wiggling out any tension along the left side of your neck. And then gently release. Chin rolls back to chest. We pause, take a couple breaths, and then draw the shoulders down again. Feel the stretch shift to the back of your neck. Release the shoulders again. And then roll left ear to left shoulder. Right shoulder presses down and away. We'll press it down again. See if you can lengthen it just a little bit. And then one last time. Lengthen the stretch on the right side of your neck. See if you can wiggle out any more tension by drawing the shoulder down. And then we'll release the right shoulder. Once the right shoulder is back up, we'll bring the chin back to chest one more time. Draw the shoulders down the back. Feel the stretch go the deepest that you have as we've gone chin to chest. Releasing the shoulders, we're going to bring the head back up to center. We're going to do a little bit more of seated work, and we're going to go right to our warrior flow for our mamas, our strong women warriors. We're going to head with a little bit of seated stretch work. If you do need your block, it is available in this pose. We're going to take ourselves over to the right side. I'll show modifications. Hands can go to the block as you gently fold down, or you can take it to this height and fold it, or hands to the mat. I'll keep the modifications by bringing the block back in. And just let the nose start to work its way down to the knee. You can start to see the space get smaller and smaller. And as you're folded this direction, you're pressing your left bottom into your blanket or your mat so you can feel the stretch through your left side. Let the body fold, gently relax. We'll gently roll it back up. Let the body settle back into a seated pose. And then we're gonna head to the opposite side. So if you need that block again, we'll modify whatever height that you need it. Hands are gonna go to block your mat and gently fold over your left knee. And as you're folded over, we're pressing this right bottom down into your mat. Let the body relax. Let the nose start to work its way down to the knee. Taking your time, we're gonna roll ourselves back up. Pause for a breath. And then we're gonna fold towards the center. Once again, block can be here, here, or hands to the mat. I'm gonna use the block again so you can see, and gently fold forward. Doesn't have to be a big fold. If you're only at here, that is also okay. Couple breaths. When you're ready, we're gonna roll it back up. And we're gonna head into our standing postures. If you have blocks and you want to use them, we're gonna bring those to the front of our mat. If you have a blanket underneath your bottom, we're gonna remove that and put that to the side. We're gonna step to the front of our mat so we can start our warrior flow. Hello, everybody. Standing to the front of our mat, we're gonna have our feet behind our blocks. If you need to remember, the two fists together in between your feet means that they're about hip width apart. If you can't quite reach there, you can eyeball it by putting your fist down and kind of seeing if there's enough space. We just wanna make sure our hips are underneath, our hips and our heels are in alignment for good balance. The blocks are gonna go right in front of your feet if you're going to use those. You do not have to use those. I will teach both ways. Let's start in our mountain pose. our first Mother's Day flow. In our mountain pose, we're going to close our eyes, make sure our feet are planted firmly into our mat. If you feel it roll to the outside or inside, gently press down in either direction to make sure your foot is completely flat into your mat. Our palms are rotated forward. Our shoulders are away from our ears, from our neck stretches. And the top of our head, or the crown of our head, is towards the ceiling. Pause, take a breath. We're going to do some movement, and we're going to add to it as we go. We're going to start with a very mini flow by inhaling our arms up and overhead. Reach the fingertips up. Add a little bend in the knees. Exhale, bringing the hands to block or hands to mat. Let the head hang. Keep the soft bend in the knees. Right now, we're just working on our lower back. In the standing posture, if you have the knees bent, we're stretching the lower back. If you have them straight, that goes right into your hamstrings. We're going to start with the lower back, keeping the knees bent. Let the head just sort of hang. You can kind of sway from side to side if that feels good, shifting your weight. We'll all start to come to center. And then we're going to straighten the legs and look forward, coming into a half lift. If you don't have blocks, hands can always go to the top of the legs. You have two choices here, either hands to the top of the legs or the blocks. We want the legs straight, and then we're going to shift our weight back into our heels. You can lift up the toes if that helps you. We're going to feel that in the back of our legs, from hip all the way to heel. We're going to shift our weight forward so we can feel that back on the toes. Drop the head. If you have the hands on the legs, just let them slide down the legs. Putting the weight in the heels, we're going to start to press the weight in the heels, and then inhale the arms all the way up. We're going to come back up to standing. Arms reach up overhead, hands together, exhale to heart center. Mini flow is done. We're going to do this again and add on a little bit with our warrior. Let the hands gently come to the side. Pause. Take a breath or two. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Add the soft bend in the knees. Exhale, fold it over. Once again, hands to your blocks or hands to your mat. Straighten the legs. Hands to the top of the legs or blocks, look forward. Exhale, fold the head.
And then taking your time, we're gonna slide the left foot back on the mat, just as far as you can keep the heel down. So if you start to feel like maybe you can't put the heel all the way down, take a little step forward. Make sure that heel plants all the way down. And then we're just gonna shift the toes over towards the left just a little bit, about a 45-degree angle. We're gonna add a bend in the front knee, either keeping the hands to block, looking forward, if that's where you're comfortable with. If you want to add the full balance, we're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. Either kneeling or standing warrior, using the blocks to modify. So once again, if this is too much, keep the hands to blocks and look forward. As we're in our warrior, we're kind of adjusting, making sure that our hips are facing forward. If you don't know if they're even, you can kind of put your hands on your hips and look from shoulder to shoulder. And then once you're comfortable in the pose, I want you to kind of sit a little bit deeper in the pose. Bend the knee a little bit deeper, sink the hips forward. Warrior one, our first warrior. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. Arms are going to reach off the shoulder. Palms are going to rotate down towards your mat. And then you're going to have a choice here. Again, hands can come down to the blocks. Remember, both legs are straight. You're going to look forward. If you don't have blocks, hands come to the top of the leg, look forward, or down to mat. This is our front angle. If the straightening the right leg is too much, you can add a soft bend. Or you can kind of work by bending and straightening it as you look forward. Maybe you have a tightness and then behind your knee, that's fine. And then once you have your version of the pose, let the head bow down. Lift the head, look forward, add the bend back in the front knee. Once again, staying here, or inhale the arms up. One more, warrior one. Hands gently come back down to blocks. We're going to modify again. If you have hands on the blocks, you can fold those blocks down. Hands can stay there, or hands can go directly to the mat. We're going to step it back to a down dog. So right leg's going to go back. If you have the blocks, it's going to look like this. Pedal the feet, walk the feet. If you have the hands to mat, bring the hands to mat and slowly bring the heels towards the mat. You can walk it. I'm going to stay in the modification so you can see it. Sit back in your heels. You can add a soft bend if that helps. Your arms are by your ears, your bottom's lifted, heels are pressed to your mat. You can walk it. You can sit back in it. And taking your time, we're going to walk the left foot forward, if it can take a couple steps, or if you can just walk it forward. We're going to walk that forward. We're gonna come back into our warrior one. Right heel is gonna stay pressed to mat. If you can walk the toes over just a little bit towards that right, or that 45-degree angle over towards the right. Blocks are gonna come back up to that tall height. Add the bend in the front knee, look forward. Staying here, that's your first option. Second option is taking that balance. Inhale the arms up. If you need to check yourself again, hands can go on the hips. You can look from shoulder to shoulder. Make sure you're even. Once you're in your warrior one, we're gonna press the hips forward. Sit down in a little bit. Get to that comfortable spot. And then we're gonna straighten the left leg. Arms are gonna go right off the shoulders. Palms are gonna rotate towards the ground. And either hands to the blocks, we look forward, or hands to the top of the leg. Your choice. Once again, if you need to add the soft bend, if that's comfortable for you, you can add that. And once you have your version, let the head hang. We're gonna lift the head, look forward, add the bend in the front knee. Either staying here again to this modification, or inhale the arms up. Sit down in your warrior one, press the hips forward, reach the fingertips up. And then we're gonna step the right foot forward. Hands are either gonna come to the blocks or the mat. Let the head hang. Look forward. Exhale, fold one more time. And then slowly roll it up to standing. Arms reach up and overhead. Palms come together. Exhale to heart center. Pause. Give it a break. We're going to do another flow. And then we'll probably take it down to mat for the rest of the class. We're going to take this to a warrior two flow. So we did warrior one, and then we're going to go into warrior two, which has a couple other warriors in there, but warrior one and warrior two are the basics. And then we're going to add a little bit of humble warrior in there, reverse warrior. So we'll head into that next section. They're not difficult, nothing hard. It's just going to help us flow from pose to pose. So if you want to try that, we're going to step back to the front of our mat. Feet are behind our blocks, hip width apart. Coming back to our mountain. Palms are rotated forward. Chin is up. Crown of the head is towards the ceiling. Take a breath. Once again, make sure your feet are flat on your mat. Getting your balance and your center. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to step the right foot in between the blocks. So right in the middle of the blocks. And we're going to step back with the left foot. And this time, the feet are going to be in alignment. So my heel is going to go right down to the center of my foot. Foot is in that still 45-degree angle. So my heel is going to look like it's going to shoot right down to the arch of my foot. Coming into a warrior two. Add the bend in the knee. Look forward. So once again, here's your modification. If this is where you want to stay today. If you want to go to a warrior two, we're going to lift up the left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling, and gently float ourselves up. Warrior two. Once again, kind of sit into the pose that feels good. If that's too much on your arms, you can bring the hands to hips. Kind of bend and straighten the front leg. Reach the arms out. Got the squeaky floor section right here. Old wood floors. We are going to do a reverse warrior. So we're going to rotate the palm, the front palm, right towards the ceiling. Left arm's just going to drop down. Right arm's going to reach for the ceiling. Reverse warrior. Reach, 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 stretch, stretch, stretch. And then we're going to rainbow it back down. Hands are either going to go to the block on the outside left edge of your mat or right down to the inside of the leg. We're doing an easy, humble warrior version. We're going to lift our head up, look forward. You feel that on the outside of your right hip, it might be screaming right now. Once again, we're going to lift the left arm up, rainbow it up, come back to our warrior two. Drop the hands, hands come to hips. We're going to rotate the feet towards the left. So we are facing towards the left side. Doesn't really matter which way you do it. I'm doing it this way, so when we switch sides, you're going to see me in warrior two in the opposite direction. So we can do that together. We're going to start by pushing the hips forward. Release the pelvis, the hips, that whole hip girdle. And then we're going to gently take a wide leg fold. If you need the block again, block comes down to assist, look forward. This is our half lift with wide legs. And then gently let the head hang. Sit back in your heels just like we did before, lift your toes. Gently lift the head, look forward. Add a soft bend in the knees. We're going to bring ourselves up. I'm going to move my blocks to the opposite side so you can see me. You can Actually, you can go to the front of your mat if that's easier for you, or you can remove your blocks to the back. I'm doing this so you can see me. We'll roll it up. And then we're gonna rotate the feet to the left or to the right, whatever version you want. I'm gonna rotate mine to the left. So my left foot is now in between the blocks. My right foot is still on the angle because we were facing the opposite direction. And we're gonna reach the arms out to our warrior two, opposite side. So now we're going the opposite direction. The head can look forward. You can take the knee and give it a little bend and straighten if you need to loosen it up. Hands can always go to the hips if that feels better. And no matter what version you have, we're gonna drop that right arm. Left hand's gonna rotate towards the ceiling this time. Inhale the arm up. Reverse warrior, take that arch. Feel the stretch through your left side. We're gonna take the hands, this time to the block on the inside of the left foot and humble ourselves in our humble warrior, looking forward. We're gonna come back to our warrior two, reach the right arm up, press off your block, lift it back up. We're gonna rotate the feet again, take it out to the side, either hands to the hips, or we're gonna work our way back to our blocks again by gently pressing forward first. Release the hips, the hip girdle, the hip flexors. And then gently fold it down. Use your block if you need to. Let the head hang. Put your weight in your heels, sit back. Shift your weight forward. If you have your block, you can press it there or hands down on the mat. We're gonna look forward and come to a half lift. And no matter what direction you took last time, we're gonna move the blocks to the front of the mat. Rotate the right foot forward. Wiggle that all the way over behind your right block. And then we're gonna step the left foot forward. Let the head hang. Standing forward fold. We're gonna inhale, look forward, back to our half lift. Weight is in the heels, lift the toes. Fold it down one more time, sink it all the way down. And then gently roll it all the way back up. Take your time, it might make you dizzy. Palms come together and exhale to heart center. Pause. We're going to come down to mat, so we're going to bring our body down. You can move the blocks out of the way if you need them out of the way. You can add your blanket as a pillow if you would like. I always say flip it though, because your butt was there, so we don't want our head where our butt was. If you come to my class, you know. We're going to start to roll our body down to our mat, and then walk the left foot to the left edge of the mat, right foot to the right edge, and then start to let one knee fall to the center. Doesn't matter which side. Releasing the outside of your hips and your lower back. And just start to shift the weight from side to side. Let the opposite knee drop down. And just start to add some movement. Once you do your next side, we're going to gently bring both knees back up towards the ceiling. Walk the feet back together. Draw the knees into chest, give them a little squeeze. And then we're going to take the knees over towards the right. Left hand can go to the outside of, or right hand can go to the outside of your left thigh. Left arm's going to reach out towards the side. I like to go palm down just for the balance. If you want to go palm up, you can. I like to go palm down just to feel like I'm gripping on the floor. Keep the left shoulder pressed to mat. We're doing a little supine twist here. Feeling that on the outside of your hip and up your spine. Let your shoulders sink into your mat as your lower body rotates over to the right side. Now we're going to switch sides. Knees are going to rotate back to the center first, and then over towards the left. Left hand can reach the outside of the right thigh. Right arm is now going to ground down. Palm down if you choose. Right shoulder sinks down into your mat as you feel the opening through the right side of your body. Take your time, bring the knees back to center. Give them a little squeeze. You can rock them from side to side, releasing any more tension in your lower back. And we're going to head down to a quick Savasana. Right foot is going to reach down right to the right corner of your mat. Let the heel press into mat. Let the toes open towards the right. And then the left foot is going to go down to the left corner of your mat. Heel presses down. Toes are off to the left. Arms are going to reach towards the ceiling. Wiggle through your shoulders. Get the shoulders flat into your mat. And then let the hands palm up, gently float down by your hips. Pause, take a couple breaths. Let your body sink into the mat. Start to notice your inhale and your exhale. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to draw the knees back into chest. So draw the knees back in. Give them a little squeeze. You can rock from side to side a couple more times. And either taking the knees all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Take your opposite palm and bring it down to the mat. Press and bring yourself back up to a comfortable seat for us to end class together. Finishing our warrior class together. Those strong mother warriors. My ode to the mom. Moms sometimes don't want to be the warrior, but sometimes we have to be. That's okay. And sometimes moms just aren't the warrior. It's okay too. We all have different journeys. I want you to close your eyes. Think of that person that you, either your mom or someone who was a mom to you. It could be your dad that was a mom to you. That's okay too. Or your children, anyone that has a mothering feeling to you, your pet, that can be that too. And I want you to take your hands, cover your heart. Think about that person and something they did in your life that made you feel special. I want you to close your palms over your heart. Think about that moment of something that someone that was like a mother, that gave you some kind of comfort, something special that made you feel good. I want you to hold that close to your heart. And if they are here, you can thank them personally by giving them a call tonight. If they are not here, you can thank them in your mind. Then I want you to rotate your palms so the palms are facing the ceiling, releasing that good energy that you just thought about into the universe. Hopefully reaching that person either on this side or the other side. And we'll seal this practice together with one last breath. Hands are going to gently float down, fingertips towards your mat. As we inhale, arms float up and overhead. Sealing our practice, palms come together. We draw the hands down the midline, stopping at thumbs to sternum. We give pause, give thanks for being able to practice together online, either with me or later. Thank you to everyone who's ever been a mother to anyone. May it be a person, a pet, or a niece, a nephew, a cousin, whoever you stepped up for. I want to bow my head and give you thanks. Namaste. Have a great week. I will add the next class for next month. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, shoot me a message or anything you want to add to the next class. I hope you have a great Mother's Day. Thank you, everyone.